Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Prasad Wangikar, Principal Engineer at Stripe. Today, I'm going to walk you over what does it take to get yourself into this agent economy. Over the past year, I have been obsessed with one single question. How does the commerce change when agents start buying for us? We are already building the pieces. We are building APIs, MCP servers, the services that already work. How does agent find us? And right now, agents are not good at finding stuff. Can't buy from you, can't pay you, then it becomes difficult. But that's about to change. I'm going to show you how things are going to work. You know that open sign, every storefront door has it. When it's open, the customers walk in. When it's not, they walk away. Today, most of the businesses, they don't have a similar version of that sign for the agents. So you may have a great API, great MCP server, useful data, excellent product. But it really doesn't matter until the agent finds you, until the agent is able to buy from you, agent is able to pay for it. By the end of this talk, you will know how to flip that sign open. So how many of you here have been vibe coding an app as a weekend project? Nice, me too. I'm a marathon runner. I have a crazy goal. Run a marathon in every state of 50 US states. For that, I sat with my agent on one Saturday morning trying to build an app for it. An app that tracks your progress, finds you races, builds training plans, pulls data from your watch, maybe your ring, sells you gear from top brands, and eventually sell your anonymized data to other apps which might be benefited from that data. So most of you have raised your hands earlier, so definitely you can relate to this. That's me by Saturday evening, screaming and yelling at my coding agent because I hit walls. I hit 5 of them. Today's talk isn't really about that app, but I want to walk you over those walls that I hit and how to get out of it. So let's begin. Coding is easy. Agents can definitely do it for us today. But as an app owner, we want our app to be deployed on day one. We want to start the experimentation. We want to get early feedback from our users. And for that, we need to start building the infrastructure as well. The agent is good at coding, but can it build infrastructure for you? Let's take a look. So Stripe projects, here it works from the terminal. You can provide one infrastructure vendor with one single command. So 3 different vendors, 3 billing accounts, and my coding agent isn't good at filling out those forms. So how does it spin up the infrastructure? Let's take a look. Stripe projects, 1 command per service. That's it. Raw credentials, real accounts, all provisioned from the terminal. 52 providers are live today, including Vercel, our Wave 1 launch partner. My agent provisions infrastructure the same way it writes code, 1 command at a time, and a single invoice for the entire stack. Let's take a look. By the way, that clip should have the sound. So let me just narrate you. So it has built the database, the auth, and lastly, there we go. Excellent. Let's see what we got. Database, hosting, auth, all live. Credentials in Stripe secret store. All three built through one Stripe account. That's it. Now, infrastructure is done. The coding agent is in full swing building the application logic, but it hits another wall. It needs to get data live from the live endpoints. And where is it going to find all these services that do exist out there? Let's take a look. So I need race data, need elevation profiles, I need local coaches. I know they exist somewhere on the internet. My coding agent has no idea where to look. Web search is non-deterministic, not reliable. MCP gave us a common language for calling these tools, but for that, we need to know where these tools exist. Where are these endpoints to call? What about like the ones that the agent has never heard of? For that, we have Stripe directory. A searchable registry for internet businesses. My agent searches race data API, and it gets a structured JSON back with all the information it needs to call these services, these endpoints, whether these are paid endpoints and how to pay for them. Everything in one place. No web scraping, no guessing. Let's watch how. Now, let me show you how an agent discovers services. I'm using Stripe CLI to show exactly what happens under the hood. Found a bunch of services. Now let's get a compact comparison. There we go. 3 services. Which one supports what? Everything the agent needs to pick the best fit. For businesses on Stripe network, the integration is already done. It's just one setting away on the dashboard. So my coding agent found the API that it needs to call in order to get that data. It knows how to call it. It knows how much it costs, but it doesn't know how to pay for it, at least not yet. So why can't coding agent pay for services? So can you raise your hand if you are comfortable giving out your credit card to the coding agent? Anyone? Okay, a few. So whoever raised the hand, please DM me. I know a startup who's looking for beta testers. But I wouldn't give my credit card to my coding agent for obvious reasons. I don't trust them as much. But let's take a look. Like the real question about giving the credit card to the agent is not about just the trust, but how do I give it a spending power without any limits, right? So how do I make it secure? The answer is link agent wallet. 30 seconds to set up, no credit card handover, just a secure link to your wallet. Let's watch the demo. Here is my coding agent. It has just finished building the race calendar module. All the tests are passing, and now we are on to the next step, which is fetching the data from the live API. The agent has sent the request, and it just learned that it's a paid API, 15 cents per request, and the agent doesn't have a wallet yet. Let's give the agent a wallet. Let's use Stripe's link agent wallet. Create a auth name, plot code in long run. So I'm authenticating this coding agent to use my Link wallet on my behalf. But every purchase needs my approval. Let's see how. Just make sure it has all my payment methods. Good. Now the agent can see all my payment methods. Normally, the agent handles all of this. I'm doing it manually, so it's clear what's happening here. Now let's go back to the agent and tell it you got a wallet. Now we'll try. Now the coding agent creates a spend request, 15 cents. It's gonna ask my permission. Here we go. Great, I can see this request. I approve it. Biometric done. Now the agent paid the API, got the data back. It spent the real money. I approved it. Every cent requires confirmation from me. In 30 seconds, my agent has a wallet now. It can spend the money, but of course, like every time it tries to spend money, I need to manually confirm it. So it's like, giving it the power without like, completely giving it the responsibility. So I still approve all these payment requests. So far, my coding agent has been buying for me. But now, let's fast forward. A couple of months, the app is live, users are loving it, and there are, let's say, millions of users using my app. Now my app becomes an agent. Let's say, the users want to buy some gear from the app, and it can recommend and sell a few things to these users. But again, everything like today, the buying experience, the checkout is a web page. An agent or my app is not a web page. So let's find out how the checkout experience can be standardized for every agent and merchant around us. So UCP is the answer. Universal Commerce Protocol, an open standard that Stripe is actively shaping. My app needs to buy from merchants on behalf of its users. But checkout today is built for humans with browsers. UCP solves this. It gives agents a standardized way to browse products, build carts, and complete the checkout without opening a single web page. On top of that, Stripe's ACS is the easiest way to participate in agentic commerce. It's how every Stripe merchant can get onto agentic commerce quickly. Now, my app can browse products, fill carts, complete purchases from any ACS merchants on Stripe. When it's time to pay, it creates a shared payment token. Think of it as like a token saying this user wants to buy from this merchant, and this is like their limit. We'll get to that in a second. But the agent proposes a product. The user approves it, and the seller gets the payment. It's win-win-win for all. So let's take a look at the shared payment token. It's essentially a payment method wrapped in a token. So agent gets the token. It sends the token to the seller. What the token says is, it's basically the same thing. The user has approved this merchant for this much amount, and that gets transferred to the merchant, not like the raw credit card information. So that means the communication channel between the agent and the seller is outside of the PCI compliance. So it becomes easier for agents and merchants to communicate. And the actual credentials are safe with a party which we all trust to hold this kind of sensitive information. Now, my app can buy from merchants, and it has millions of users. And these users are using this app every day. They're logging their runs. And now it can sell this data to others, which might be like very useful. The race results, workout history, recovery patterns, all this might be very useful for other agents and services. So let's take a look. Let's say a coaching app wants a pacing data, a research platform wants recovery trends. They don't want to come to my website and sign up, get API keys, or sign up or set up the billing, which is like, very cumbersome. What they want really is just come, do a service request and get the data back. That's it. And I want to make money out of it. So how do I charge for a single API call? Let's take a look. So here is something I love, HTTP 402, payment required. It has been in the spec since the beginning, 1997. The original authors put this thing in there for a future use case where machines can pay for machines using HTTP. We just never had the infrastructure to do it. Today, we do have it. How do I charge for that? Machine Payments Protocol, MPP, the open standard for machine-to-machine payments using the HTTP 402. 5 lines of middleware, and that's it. Yesterday, this endpoint was free. Now I can make money out of it. So let me just walk you over like the protocol really quick. So the client sends a HTTP request to the server. Server knows it's a paid API. So instead of responding to that request, it responds by giving 402. With a challenge. And the challenge is everything the client needs in order to finish the payment. So client reads the 402, the challenge, and it does the payment. Once the payment is complete, it resends the same request with the proof of that payment. And everything is done on like HTTP. No redirects, no signups or anything. No human in the loop either. So let's take a look at how it looks live. Here is the server, up and running. 1 endpoint, 50 cents a query. In the meanwhile, an agent shows up. It has found the endpoint and wants to get the data. Plain HTTP GET. And it gets back a 402, payment required. And on the server, we see the challenge is created. The agent knows how to pay through MPPX. So let's go ahead and let it pay. Great. 50 cents paid, the agent got what it wanted, and the payment is received on the back end. Let's go in the dashboard and take a look. Yes, you see it. All this was possible because of the MPP and 5 lines of middleware code. So this app started as a weekend project. It consumed services to get built, and now it has services to offer to the world. So my app is using Stripe directory to get built itself. Now my app is on the directory for others to get find. Let's take a look. This is how it looks. My app on the Stripe directory, ready to be called and get paid. So the agentic commerce or machine-to-machine economy isn't coming. It's here today. And we have the tools to help you build for it. So are you open for agents? Today, you can be with Stripe. So please see us if you have any questions in our booth. Thank you.